Morning, guys. It's Nique, and we're on our way to the doctor's office for my second weigh-in appointment, which is at 11. It's 10:30 right now on 8/24. So this appointment should be fairly quick. Just go weigh in, talk about the effects of the medication, whether they want me to continue it or not, and I guess ultimately, are we submitting to insurance or not today? So that is all I have for now. I will touch back after the appointment. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's Shanique and her. Just coming to talk to you guys about a few things that's happened over the past couple days. So, got a little list because I don't remember everything I'm supposed to talk about. Alright. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is my appointment today. So I had my second weigh-in appointment, so I've been going.
That sun is crazy.
Oh, it looks like a big blob of. Looks like the eclipse over there, guys. But I had my second weigh-in appointment. Been going for monthly weigh-in appointments, and this was the second one. So last month, I hope you guys remember that when I went for the weigh-in, I was up 1 pound. A little frustrated with that. And I talked to the doctor about, things I could be doing to make the weight come off. And we talked about little ideas like, less snacking and stuff like that. And she put me on the medication. So I've been taking the medication. I didn't start taking it right away. I started taking it like a week or so later. And so I should be about wrapping up the third week of the medication. So I went today and I was weighed and I was 299.8 or something like that. So that's a 13-pound difference from last month. Yeah.
Good job, babe.
So 13 pounds in about, I don't know whether they call it 3 weeks or a month, but
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So I would say that's pretty good. Everyone seemed like it was a pretty good thing at the office as well too. So I'm pretty excited, pretty happy. So from there, after weigh-in, you just wait for whoever to come in. They took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 128 over like 75 or something. So it was pretty good. So I'm not concerned about blood pressure with the medication, which was something that they were worried about. They were going to be checking at these weigh-ins to make sure that my blood pressure wasn't on the rise or anything like that. They're also worried about like heart flutter and dizziness, lightheadedness, things like that. And I've been making sure I've been monitoring how I feel every day when I take this pill, and I don't feel anything that's alarming. So the only thing I feel is like increased energy,
Which is good.
which is good. Yeah, I'm not complaining about that. So the pill is gonna stay. A go. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But so the PA came in. She's really nice. Came in and she asked me how I felt about how much weight I lost. I told her I felt really happy. She was really good. She's really happy to see me on the decrease, which is always good. So she asked me if I wanted to continue to come in monthly or if I wanted just a 3-month supply of the phentermine. And so I kind of stopped her, like,
Pause.
yeah, like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, at this point, my BMI is 60.4. They wanted me below 60, and it was in my brain from last month that this was going to be my last weigh-in appointment. I wasn't going to be, continuing this cycle of, oh, let's lose 2 pounds, let's lose 2 pounds. No, I'm really serious about this, so I've lost the weight, and all the rest of my requirements are done. So at that point, I asked her, like, well, are we submitting to the insurance company now so we can get approval? And she kind of started typing around on the computer and like, oh, let me see something. I'm like, well, I don't know what she's checking. Everything's in. And then she's like, well, technically the surgeon wants your BMI under 60, but with me, that's perfectly close enough because it's 0.4, 60.4. So she's like, well, I think we should be okay to submit to insurance. She asked me if I wanted the surgery done before the end of the year. Quite frankly, I'm not rushing the surgery. That's not the part that I'm rushing at all by any means. I'm not in a rush to do that. I want them to continue to keep the ball rolling as far as the paperwork process.
And get it on the books.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing that I want for them to continue to keep doing, because they're already scheduling bypasses out 2 months in advance. So it's there's already a hold on that kind of thing. So if I continue to keep waiting and doing monthly check-ins without having a date, I won't have surgery until February.
Right.
So
and we have those.
Exactly. So that's not really something that I want them to continue to keep pushing out. So if we can at least get the approval from the insurance company, get the final decision meeting with the surgeon, and then get surgery scheduled, that is fine. If you want to schedule surgery in November or December or whatever, if you want to do that, that's fine. I will be losing weight in the meantime, which brings me to my next cluster of things to talk about. So what she kind of said when we were talking about like approval and stuff like that was, well, it's better. He wanted your BMI to be below 60, but if you're going to have a gastric bypass, the ideal number to kind of shoot for is a BMI somewhere around 50. Because it looks like what the real problem is going to be with these bypasses are making sure that the intestines are long enough and the blood supply and the blood vessels are strong enough to reach up to that new pouch that they make, because they connect your intestine right to that new pouch that they create. If it's not long enough, it creates complications after surgery with them stretching it and it being so tightly stretched, which is something that you don't want them to force or do. So what they suggest is if they get in and they can't make your intestines stretch, or it's going to be too tight of a fit, that they would either give you a gastric sleeve, because they can do a sleeve on anyone because they're just taking out a portion of the stomach. They can do that for anyone, and there's no rerouting. Or they back out and do no surgery. So when they said that, I was kind of like, the first time we heard it was at his final decision meeting. I'm like, this is not something we've ever thought about. We've never thought about the what ifs of what if you guys can't do it. Why can't you do it? And we talked about it, and we both wanted bypass. So we didn't know it was going to be this really big of an issue, but just recently we started watching My 600-Pound Life, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but we like watching it. Whatever, it's TV. And all the people have goals to get gastric bypass, but these people are 500 and 600 pounds, 700 pounds. I think we've seen an 800-pound person on there maybe. And so far, only like 3 of the episodes we've watched have had people actually get a full gastric bypass because of the issue with how big the organs are inside once you get to, a weight that's that large. Your organs grow as well, so it's not just the fat on the outside of your body that's getting bigger. It's not just your body getting bigger. Your organs are getting bigger too, which is the main problem with obesity. Your heart gets bigger, your liver gets bigger, your spleen gets bigger, all that stuff gets bigger, and it lays right on top of the stomach, which is where they're going to be going for surgery. But I said all that to say, once they get their approval, I have no problem continuing on this medication, continuing on the diet that I've been on, and continuing to lose the weight. What it looks like to get my BMI down to 50 at this point would be an additional 50 pounds to lose. And I don't feel like it's not attainable. I feel like it's going to be a little hard, but I want to get as close to that number as possible. And then when you think about it, it'll make it'll make surgery goals a little bit more obtainable too. Because if I'm 250 pounds, my ultimate goal is to kind of get somewhere around 140 for, the first year. I think it's obtainable.
That's 110 pounds. That's very attainable.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna make my post-op goals pretty darn obtainable, and it should happen pretty quickly. So putting in this work pre-op is gonna mean more to me than anything, and I feel like I'm working towards something at this point. I'm working really hard. So that's that. So that's what I'm going to be working on in the meantime. And they said the surgery schedulers will call tomorrow and set up that final decision meeting. And then at that meeting, they should be scheduling surgery. So we'll see what we hear about that. But if I don't hear something from them tomorrow, I will be calling.
That's the key.
All right. So let's see what else we got. Okay, I think we talked about all that good stuff. So, vitamin D deficiency. I had blood work done yesterday, and everything came back pretty good. Like, I haven't had blood work, honestly, in a while. Not for checking, just like basic stuff. Like, they check all your vitamin levels and, your glucose and stuff like that. So I had some concerns, like I wasn't sure exactly where I would be at as far as like glucose levels and A1C levels and things like that. So I was kind of worried that, I could be at risk for diabetes. And all that stuff came back normal. My glucose was actually 85, which is pretty good. That's for a fasting glucose, that's really good. The only thing that was not too good was my vitamin D level was actually, turns out, normal for people in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
welcome to the club.
Yeah, so everyone has a vitamin D deficiency. I don't know if anyone out there has experienced that yet or been told that you have a vitamin D deficiency, but it's perfectly normal, I guess, in northern states or states that don't get that year-round sun. So they sent over a vitamin D supplement for me to take weekly for 12 weeks. And then she wants me to take like 2,000, milligrams or whatever units of vitamin D come in for after that prescription is up. So nothing too major and nothing we can't fix. But yeah, vitamin D. I think I'm still waiting on a few different vitamin levels to come back. A vitamin A level, a vitamin B12 and something like that. But yep, lab work went fine. So there's nothing that's come up that's been too big of an issue to handle at this point throughout the process. So it's pretty much just been losing this weight. And that's just really what it's been like. So the last thing we're going to talk about in this video, well, my part at least, is the 3-week update for this medication, Phentermine. I know you guys are dying to know, kind of what does it make you feel like? What's the day-to-day process like with it? What am I doing? So it's a 30-day. They only give you like the first 30 days, and then they're gonna check and see how you're doing after the 30 days because there are side effects to it. The dizziness, lightheaded, feeling lightheaded, and increased blood pressure, things like that. So they want to monitor you when you're on this medication. It's not something that you should be buying anywhere and just taking because you need someone to monitor you while you're on it. So, because I've seen a few people saying that they bought it on the internet, which that's I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a weight loss pill, but I also would not have bought this if I had just saw it on Amazon or something like that either. The only reason I took it is because the doctor put me on it and they said they will be monitoring me closely, which they have been. And that's the only reason I feel comfortable. So I would not advise just taking it just because someone said they lost weight on it. You never know.
And it's a controlled substance.
Yeah, they have it listed as I don't know. What is it? Amphetamine? Yeah. I wouldn't advise that. So I'm just going to put that out there as a disclaimer. I'm not telling anyone to go take it just because it's working for me. But that's my little disclaimer. But anyways, so on a day-to-day basis, what it looks like, I usually, whenever I get up, which is usually early because I usually work throughout the day. I take the medication. That's the first thing I do in the morning. I get up. Well, actually, the first thing I do in the morning is feed the cat. He won't let me do anything else. So I feed the cat, and I take my medicine, and just with a little bit of water, and I go about, getting ready for work. I get in the shower and everything like that. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I thought you were supposed to take it 30 minutes after eating, but I don't know. That's what I've been doing. So I give it a little bit of chance to kick in. And
Before eating?
Yeah.
You said after.
So you take the medication, and I go get in the shower or do, whatever. And then I have a small breakfast, which usually I'll have part of a protein shake, or I tried some protein oatmeal, and that was a no-go.
I don't like oatmeal at all.
I was very disappointed. It was like...
Was it worse than a protein bar?
It was bad. It was really bad. It had the consistency of like... I'm trying to think about it. It kind of felt like packing peanuts, or it was really dry. Like it was really, really dry. It was bad. Either way, it was really bad. It was a no-go. I got it from Walmart for $1.50. I brought 2 of them, thinking, oh, this will be great, and I'll go back and I'll get more. I would never get more. It was gross. But yeah, something small for breakfast. And after that, like the first week I took it, I wasn't hungry again until maybe 3 in the afternoon. We're talking, I'm getting up at like 6:30 in the morning and taking this pill and then eating breakfast 30 minutes later. And I wasn't hungry again until maybe 3, 4 in the afternoon. And then I was kind of like a battle between my stomach and my brain. Should I eat? Should I not eat? Because my brain is kind of like, no, you're good. You're good. And then my stomach is kind of saying, well, maybe you should put something in there. It's weird. It's the weirdest feeling ever. Because it's like, I don't feel physically hungry, but I probably should eat something kind of feeling. Which people talk about all the time, and I never, ever in life understood. Like, what do you mean? You forget to eat, or you...
Right.
like, you don't know if you should eat. Like, I never, ever in life understood when people said that. And now I finally have that feeling. Like, I feel like I was forcing myself to eat, which was strange. But I would say the first week I took the medication, I didn't do enough. Like, I probably would have lost more weight if I had changed my diet. So I didn't change my diet that much when I first started taking it. I feel like as time has gone on, I've adapted more and started to do a little bit better as far as the things I've been eating. And it's made the weight come off a little bit quicker. Because when I first started, I was still eating like 3 solid meals a day. So towards the end of this 3 weeks, I've been doing the protein shake thing, which has been better. I think I've been a little bit more hungry doing it that way, but it hasn't, not terrible hungry like I'm starving or anything like that, but it has been, I think it's making a difference as far as the pill working. So I think that's the way I'm going to continue to do it, is the protein in for breakfast and lunch, and then the small dinner. I mean, if you get hungry, there's always snacks. There's nothing saying that you can't snack, but you just gotta watch the snacks. And then let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. Like, I get an energy boost from it, so I don't feel like I can just go sleeping at any moment anymore. And yeah, it definitely suppresses your appetite, which is something that I really, really struggled with. Which is one of the main reasons why I'm overweight, is because I always felt hungry. I was always thinking about food, and it kind of takes my mind off just constantly eating. And something else that helps with that is having something to do. So the best combination for this pill is taking the pill and then being active. So while I'm at work, I'm not thinking about food. I'm thinking about my job and, getting things done. And before you know it, 4 or 5 hours have gone by, and it's like, okay, well, everyone else is eating lunch, so you should probably go do something. A couple days I went and walked, and there's a fitness area at one of the hospitals I work in. I went to the fitness area Like, I wasn't thinking about food. I was actually looking for things on lunch break to do instead of eating. It was to that point. So, good medication in my book. I'm going to continue to take it, and hopefully it continues to work for me. I'm going to continue to try to make it work for me. Walking at least 3 times a week. We've been trying to do that. And, yep, eating right. It's not a magic pill by any means. If you eat fast food and continue to eat crazy things and snack all the time on random stuff, it will not work. I'll tell you that right now. Or you'll lose a very minimal amount. It just won't. So change your diet a little bit. Make better choices. Get some extra walking in. It's not saying you gotta go do a spin class or anything like that, but getting some extra steps in and stuff like that. Oh, water. Mm-hmm. Water makes this pill work. Mm-hmm. So what it does is you continue to take the water in and send your body into something called ketosis, which I don't really have a good explanation on what that is, but it's something to do with cleansing the liver and then you getting rid of the toxins in the body.
Yeah, it's healthy starvation mode for your body. So the ketosis, when you're not eating as much and you increasing your water and your protein, it's allowing your liver to break down the stored fat that we have from all the other stuff we already had. So it feeds off of that, and while it's feeding off of that, it's cleansing out the fat out the liver and stuff. So that way, the more it eats out, the healthier your liver is getting, which is better for surgery. It get rid of the fatty liver. So ketosis just pretty much just breaks down stored fat and utilizes it for energy and helps just clear you out. So that's the goal of ketosis.
Thank you for that thoughtful and insightful definition of ketosis.
You're welcome.
Because I didn't know. But what I can tell you about this process of ketosis is you will pee. And you will pee again. And then some more. A lot. The first time that it started to happen, I thought something was wrong. I was drinking water, but it did not seem to the effect that this should be happening. I drank a bottle of water, a glass of water, and I had it seemed like the urgency was a little bit greater too. Like I was in a situation where I was taking a phone call and it was almost like do or die. Like I was in trouble fast. I had to get to the bathroom. And so I went to the bathroom and then, came back and 20, 30 minutes later I had to go again. I never have to go to the bathroom that frequently. Usually I would say I would go somewhere around 2 times in a shift. And that's my normal. This day I went at least 6. So I thought something was wrong. But it looks like that is that ketosis process. So if that's happening, that's something you want to happen. Drinking the water. My goal is to get the 8 glasses in a day. I'm not going to lie, really hard. And I'm a water drinker. It's just constantly thinking about it.
And I constantly remind her.
Yeah, it's been really, really hard. And then I think in general, I'm just not a fluid person. I drink water, I like water, but it's hard for me to just sit and concentrate on drinking something I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, focusing on water and getting more than what you normally drink is perfectly fine for this pill and what you want to focus for. And it'll work. So I will make another post about this pill and continue to make posts about this pill to continue to tell you guys how much I'm losing so you have an idea. But I think that was everything that I needed to talk about that's been happening so far. Everything else has been pretty standard.
Well, as far as me, I don't really have much to say because I'm going to make another video in about 2 weeks. Because I really haven't had any much going on besides being on this phentermine, which in 2 more weeks it'll be a month. So I'm just going to do a 1 month update then because I kind of haven't been giving it my all. So I'm going to work on that. As far as anything else, I am still focusing on losing my 45 pounds to get down to my 50 BMI for surgery. Surgery is still October 18th. My pre-op appointment is a month away on the 22nd of September. So yeah, in the meantime, it's just working on weight loss. Um, so yeah, I will, and also probably gonna do another video about some problems that I've been having as far as like mental mental problems. Not like, oh, admit me into the psych ward, but like thinking, like the processes of like trying to, the cravings and trying to um combat the cravings. So that's what I meant by when I say mental. So yeah, just stay tuned for some more videos to come.
Yeah, I'll be in on that video because I have stuff to say about that.
Yeah, so it's rough. It's not easy. It's not a it's a race, but it's a slow marathon to get to the finish line. But together, we'll get there eventually. So, yeah.
All right, guys.
Peace.